Imagine you're playing a simple computer game called Cyberball. Two digital avatars toss a ball to you, and you click to toss it back. It's a mindless interaction. But after a few rounds, the avatars stop throwing to you. They only throw to each other. You have been completely excluded. Here is the strange part. Even when researchers tell you that those other players aren't real, that they are just lines of code in a program, being left out still stings. It triggers a genuine, measurable feeling of distress. For a long time, psychologists assumed this reaction was tied to who we are as individuals. It seemed logical that if you were naturally introverted or had low self-esteem, you would feel that digital rejection much more intensely than a confident extrovert. Researchers measured everything from social anxiety to introversion and loneliness, but found no moderation on the reflexive reports of distress. The data shows that these personality traits have no reliable impact on the intensity of the pain. If our individual personalities don't dictate our emotional response to being left out, we have to look deeper than traditional psychology. To understand why rejection hurts, we have to look directly at the physical, electrical wiring of the brain. That search leads us to the frontal cortex, the brain's control center for emotional expression. Specifically, scientists zeroed in on a phenomenon called asymmetrical frontal cortical activity, the way the two halves of your brain divide emotional labor. The left hemisphere processes approach emotions like desire and anger, motivating us to move forward and take action. The right side handles the exact opposite, withdrawal emotions like sadness or fear, compelling us to pull back and retreat. To see exactly how this mechanical division handles social pain, researchers from Texas A&M University attached EEG monitors to participants to track their brain's electrical activity in real time while they played Cyberball. This topographic map shows the results from participants who were excluded. The areas in red and orange reveal a direct correlation. Participants who reported feeling angry about being left out showed spikes in electrical activity, specifically in the left hemisphere. But a brain scan is just a snapshot of a correlation. Looking at this map, scientists still faced a question of direction. Did the anger cause the left brain to light up, or did the left brain lighting up cause the anger? To prove causality, the researchers needed to stop observing and start manipulating. They needed a way to manually influence the brain's symmetry to see if they could force an emotion to happen. This led to study 2. Researchers asked a new group of participants to squeeze a toy ball in one hand as hard as they could for several 45-second intervals right before playing the Cyberball game. This physical movement takes advantage of the body's internal circuitry. Because the right hand is wired to the left hemisphere, squeezing that ball forcefully pre-activates the centers responsible for approach and anger. This scan shows the activation inside the brains of those right-hand squeezers. By manually shifting their brains into a left-heavy state, these participants reported significantly higher levels of anger when the digital avatar stopped throwing them the ball. The researchers then tested the reverse. A different group squeezed the ball with their left hand, which pre-activated the right hemisphere, the center responsible for withdrawal and sadness. This map tracks the left-hand squeezers. Notice the distinct blue zones. When this group was excluded, they rarely got angry. Instead, the data shows that this pre-activated right brain state generated significantly higher levels of sadness and distress. These results demonstrate that the specific flavor of your social pain, whether you boil over with rage or retreat into sadness, is a mechanical process. Scientists altered the emotional response simply by changing which forearm muscle the participant flexed. This research reframes our daily social interactions. When you feel that intense sting after being left off a group text or ignored at work, you are experiencing a precise biological event. Feeling angry at rejection is an approach motivation. It is a signal designed by the brain to push you forward, prompting you to confront the problem and repair the social fracture. Your brain relies on the same neural circuits to process that social anger as it uses to physically move your arm or clench your fist. The emotion is a biological tool meant to prompt action. If you respond to ostracism with sadness, your right hemisphere is taking the lead. Sadness is the mechanical signal instructing you to withdraw, conserve your energy, and accept the loss of the social bond when taking action is no longer viable. Understanding the neuroscience won't stop the initial sting of being ostracized, but it demystifies the experience. It shows that our deepest social pains are the brain mechanically executing its programming to help us navigate our world and survive.